This guide is to upgrade the 2014 Mac Mini to a Fusion drive. After using a spudger to remove the bottom cover, we can remove the antenna plate. Using a TR6 screwdriver, remove the screws. Bear in mind that there are two different lengths of screws used. Next we will have to remove the screw from the antenna cable holding it onto the airport card. Once the screw has been removed, we can remove the antenna cable from the airport card. The red square shows where the PCI connection point is. On the hard drive carrier, there are two notches circled in green. They align into the PCI flex cable where there are two circular cutouts. After removing the paper covering for the adhesive on the back of the flex cable, you can place it on the hard drive carrier. Then we can connect the PCI cable to the PCI connection point. Now we can install the SSD. In this case, I'm using an OWC Aura Pro X2. Quite a lot of force is required to insert the SSD into the PCI flex cable. If your SSD kit came with a screw, you can use that. In my case, I didn't get a screw. However, the SSD is secure without it as well. As expected, there is a large speed difference between the SSHD and the SSD that I installed. The difference in performance for writing is about 12 times and for reading 19 times. To create a Fusion drive, we will need to reinstall macOS. To speed up the macOS reinstallation time, I'm going to create a USB macOS installer. I'm going to format a 32GB flash drive as macOS Extended Journaled. You will need to download a copy of macOS from the App Store. The following command can be used to create the macOS USB installer. Make sure to change the name of the version of macOS you'll be using and the name of your USB device. Most importantly, back up your data. You can restore your data after reinstalling macOS. Hold Command R whilst rebooting to enter recovery mode. Once you've booted into recovery mode, open Terminal. Enter the disk-util list command to see the dev disk numbers of the internal hard drives. In my case, it's disk 0 and disk 2. Next, enter the following command: disk-util cscreate, the name of your new Fusion drive, and the two disk numbers after it. Now we need to get the logical volume group number. Enter the command disk-util cslist. Then copy the number found at the top, just next to logical volume group. Then enter the following command, disk-util cscreate volume, and then paste in the number that you just copied. Following that, type in JHFS plus, the name of your Fusion drive, and then 100%. Enter the command disk-util list. In my case, under /dev/disk1, we can see that the Fusion drive has been created with 1.2 terabytes of storage. You can also open up Disk Utility to verify that the Fusion drive has been created. With the USB installer plugged in, I am now going to reinstall macOS. You can also install macOS without it as well. After restoring my data from a Time Machine backup, I did a disk speed test. As you can see, the speed is slower than the Aura Pro SSD on its own. This is expected because the speed test software can read and write data from both the hard drives, including the slower mechanical hard drive. As this is a Fusion drive, the more commonly used data will be placed on the faster drive, in this case the SSD. With applications that I use frequently, the application launch speed matches that of the MacBook Pro with a PCIe SSD. This is an excellent improvement from both a standard HDD and SSHD. The Fusion drive, compared to the SSHD, has more flash storage available, 30 times more in my case. As a result, more data can be placed onto it. Even when less frequently used data is accessed, the system may be faster as the SSD has more storage to keep it rather than transferring it back onto the mechanical hard drive.